Draculas. Winkee. It's the fate of a very small thing. Draculas. Winkee.
Dracula's Winkee.
Episode 8. If you touch it, it will grow.
Dracula set his bags down in the huge archway leading out to where the carriage waited. He wasn't carrying much with him. Dirt from his homeland, floss, a thigh master, the essentials. Juan smiled and handed him a box of condoms.
Really?
The armadillo shrugged, although it was hard to tell because he was an armadillo with a shell and everything.
Think of it as a confidence builder, a way to keep tally. It's a box of 24. There are 7 left. I've had a good month.
Dracula nodded and accepted the gift. He hated to admit it, but he was going to miss Juan. He almost thought about asking him to come along, make a fun party trip of it all. But he knew this was a journey he must take alone. He choked back tears that he knew would no longer flow. He knew it was time to say goodbye. There was a hell of a lot he knew in just one paragraph.
I picked a good night to leave. It's going to be a beautiful evening. I love sundown over the mountains. It looks so peaceful and always smells like Debbie Gibson ass.
Yes, it does.
But not the way she is now, not the Mega Python versus Gatoroid Deborah Gibson. That's different smell. I'm talking about that late 80s Debbie Gibson ass smell.
Oh, without a doubt. No argument from me. Although, I think she switched back to Debbie with that movie, because the hook was it also starred Tiffany.
No, you're right. I know better than to debate with you anything Debbie Gibson. Let us just be glad the night doesn't smell like Tiffany's ass. Not that it's bad.
But it's not late 80s Debbie Gibson. Goes without saying. Now modern day Tiffany cleavage smell?
Whole different conversation. Who doesn't want to go for a motorboat ride with Tiffany? Well, I guess this is it. You'll take care of the place while I'm gone?
You can count on me. I know you're not familiar with the cell phone I gave you, but don't be afraid to ask an American for help. I think they use them. We'll keep in touch until you come back.
Dracula bent down to hug his little friend and then looked to the sunset once more.
You know, there's a good chance I won't be coming back. My enemies have waited a long time for me to step away from my safe zone. Carlos de Carlos was only the first attempt. They will not waste the opportunity to destroy me once and for all.
Don't talk like that.
You know it's true, Juan.
No, I mean you were mumbling. I couldn't hear a damn thing you said.
Yes. Let us share the night air one more time together.
They inhaled deeply and held it in their lungs like Woody Harrelson at a hemp rally.
Debbie.
Only in my dreams.
The carriage ride to the airport was lonely. Dracula felt outdated among the cars and tour buses. People in the streets pointed as he passed by. His heightened senses could pick up what they were saying. Where he once struck fear, he only absorbed embarrassment.
Huh, look at that old dude trying to dress like Prince.
Oh, look, Harvey, some old locals doing tourist rides. Stop them and ask how much. Oh, how Romanian.
Have you read Gregory Hell's Hall's book, Johnny Midnight Tales? Forget the shameless plug. I loved it.
Time had changed his beloved country. Where it was once a creepy capital of European goth, it was now known more for its snowboarding. That's a fact. Google it, bitches. Still, Dracula wondered how he lost his lofty status as the world's greatest nightmare. Bram Stoker took the folk tales from the campfire to novels and solidified the legends. And Bela Lugosi kicked it to a whole new level once the movies started rolling out. Christopher Lee, Frank Langella, Gary Oldman, they kept the fear alive, although Oldman's Transylvania hairdo looked like an octogenarian's hiney. Time was really good to bloodsuckers, and then Paranormal Romance made the bottom fall out. Vampires were no longer monsters. This new fad had destroyed the true power behind the vampire seduction. Seriously, how difficult was it to rip off your clothes and give in to Brad Pitt or one of those hunks from True Blood? In real life, most vampires look like Carrot Top. No, the undead were not pretty people. Only Kristen Stewart did her part to keep vampire films unattractive. Dracula was about to enter a new country with new rules. America had so many individual states, all with their own personality. New York, East and West Virginia, Canada. He couldn't find African America on a map, but it sounded dope. It was like a cornucopia of plethoras. But the narrator was talking so much, he got tired. He thought, why couldn't Dracula just do an internal monologue or something to mix it up? Before the star could complain, the narrator walked out.
What the shit? Seriously? I wasn't even paying attention. You must come back. I was thinking of her.
Peekaboo!
The narrator did come back, because she was smoking hot. The only part of this podcast worth doing. London, 1893. And she had gotten the best of the vampire lord once again, gracefully leaping from the shadows in her own special fashion blend of black leather and gem magic flair. She owned more whips than Hillary Clinton's S&M supply dealer, and her name was honey off the lips. Gretchen Von Stroodlehymen. It made Dracula uncomfortable and did nothing to strengthen his trust in her motives.
What is it you want from me now, Gretchen?
I want to give you wood.
You'll never drive a stake into my heart.
I've no intention to kill you, Vlad Dracula. No, my hard-wed Schwarzenegger craves you like never before. Do not taunt me, my lord. We must do that Humpty dance.
The dark vixen slid down his chiseled alabaster tan torso. Suddenly, Dracula was a young lad of 15 again, helplessly mortal, and experiencing his first orgasm when he lost his virginity to Betty White. Gretchen eagerly knelt before him.
Feel the talents of my Achtung.
Halt! You undead demon.
Dracula raised his head to see a dozen holy female warriors equipped with crosses, garlic-tipped wooden spears, and recordings of Winona Ryder trying to do an English accent.
What kind of kink do you think I'm into, Vlad? I'm not into group sex, and I certainly don't like the pussy.
Oh no, my dear. These women are not here to join us in our sexual escapades. It seems my old enemies have found me.
He was correct. His gratification of a mouthful means would go unfulfilled, for Dracula stood face to face with the secret sisterhood of the divine traveling yayas.
Next time on Dracula's Winkee.
The season finale, America Waits, and the tragic ending to Dracula and Gretchen's love story, brought to you by Christian Tingle. When you just want to beget the hell out of a stranger from the internet, Christian Tingle, your booty call from heaven.